Well, hey guys, in today's video, I thought it would be fun if we built a skincare routine together to help in clearing post-acne redness, dark marks, just getting overall clear skin. I know a lot of you guys deal with post-acne blemishes and you're looking to fade those. It takes a long time, but the ingredients and products I'm going to go over in this video can definitely help you all out. All of these products you can find either in-store or online from Walmart. Today's video is in partnership with Walmart. You all know I love shopping at Walmart. And if you like shopping at Walmart, make sure you check out my Walmart Shop With Me videos. They're some of my most popular here on YouTube. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Andrea. I'm a board certified dermatologist and I upload skincare and sometimes hair care related content here on YouTube. And so I'd love it if you would subscribe and go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out a lot. All right. I'm going to tell you guys something that people just dismiss and don't think about, and that is starting your morning with a salicylic acid face wash. This is going to help not only those of you who deal with acne related issues, but also for anti-aging purposes, for clearing up any other type of hyperpigmentation you may have, even if it's not related to acne. Why? Well, salicylic acid, it is a beta hydroxy acid and it helps with skin cell turnover. It's basically a very gentle exfoliant. It's also anti-inflammatory and it can help put the brakes on some of the processes that lead to hyperpigmentation and staining of the skin. The other nice thing about salicylic acid is that it gets into the oily surfaces of the skin very well, as opposed to other chemical exfoliants, namely alpha hydroxy acids, which are water loving. They don't really zone into the pore as well. And so really the beta hydroxy acid, it can seep down into the pore where a lot of skin issues arise from and exfoliate the pore and just improve overall skin clarity. You can use it first thing in the morning actually. Go ahead and lather it to like the cheeks, anywhere where you have discoloration. You can use it actually all over the face, but you want to make sure you spare getting it around the thin skin of the eyes, around your mouth. And sometimes it can actually be too drying for the neck, but that's more of an individual variable. Some people actually could tolerate it on the neck, especially if you get acne on the neck. Anyways, lather it there and let that lather sit on the skin for just a few minutes to really allow the salicylic acid to seep into your pores and go to work to exfoliate. And then rinse the lather off. People always are, asking, does this actually work? Can you actually derive benefit from salicylic acid using it this way? You absolutely can. Some of it's going to remain behind on the skin to do all of these beneficial things, but that short contact time actually minimizes the risk of irritation. And if you do it on a daily basis, it ends up being additive and you derive a lot of benefit. Many people use salicylic acid twice a day, using it in the morning and in the evening time. So that is another option, but we're starting the routine in the morning, and I would say go ahead and get your salicylic acid face wash. Now, what salicylic acid face wash should you use? If you have been here if you're an OG, you know what I'm gonna say. That is one of my favorites, the Zap Zit BHA Facial Cleanser, I think it's called. It's a 2% salicylic acid face wash, really affordable, free of fragrance. And then you wanna use in the morning a sunscreen. That's number 2, most important thing, honestly. I mean, regardless of what you're doing, what you want in life, wear your sunscreen every single day. But when it comes to getting more even skin tone and clearer skin, this is so important for a variety of reasons. I think a stumbling block people run into when it comes to sunscreen is like, yeah, we tell you obviously that it helps reduce skin cancer, but that is such a delayed outcome that you're not really appreciating that. And people like something that's a little bit more, at least intermediate gratification, as opposed to that delayed of gratification. And when I say delayed, I mean it takes decades and decades for skin cancer to actually show up. Anyways, but sunscreen is so important because ultraviolet radiation from the sun, it slows down healing tremendously, and it generates a lot of inflammation in the skin that's going to make that redness, discoloration persist a lot longer. It also chews up the collagen in our skin. Obviously that contributes to the formation of wrinkles and fine lines. It also contributes to yellowing of the skin. So as you get wiser, you get more of a yellowed appearance, especially around the thin skin of the eyelids. Such an important part of skincare. I mean, any skin issue you have, it can't really get better quickly without protecting your skin from the sun. Now, there are a ton of sunscreens out there. I have reviewed many, and it's a personal journey to find one that you like enough to use consistently. But I have some that I love here for you guys. One from CeraVe that seriously, in my opinion, is one of the best drugstore, if you will, sunscreens on the market. It's their tinted mineral sunscreen, the sheer tint. This is very hydrating, and it doesn't feel greasy on the skin. It gives the skin a nice healthy glow, and the tint helps to mask that white cast that you get with an all mineral sunscreen. It's very good if you have oily skin or dry skin or even combination skin, because it helps address the needs of the moisture barrier, but it's not greasy or heavy. The tint is also nice because you get some protection against the pro-pigmenting wavelengths of visible light. What the heck is that? Well, from the sun, you have ultraviolet radiation. That's what we know to be dangerous, but the sun also emits visible light. That's why we see things. And part of that spectrum of visible light, the HEV, is actually something that can affect your skin. It can generate free radicals that slow down healing, and it also can lead to early onset and more stubborn hyperpigmentation. If you're trying to fade hyperpigmentation, I strongly suggest a tinted sunscreen. It definitely can help you out, and that is a great one. So I highly recommend that. Some alternatives though that are also really good is the Cetaphil Sheer Mineral. I have been so impressed with this. This is newer from them. It is a all mineral sunscreen. Now this is not tinted, and it does leave a bit of a white cast, so just be aware of that. But as far as an all mineral non-tinted sunscreen, the cast on this is actually not too bad. I've reviewed it for you guys before. I mean, it just really looks great on the skin. Highly recommend it. It's kind of got a nice matte finish to it, so it's good if you like that and you want to maybe put makeup on over it. You certainly can do that. It's water resistant, so it's great if you live like I do in a humid environment and you're always sweating. It just ensures that it holds up a little bit better. This is a great one. And because it, like the CeraVe one, because they're all mineral sunscreens, they tend to be really good for people who have sensitive skin, and they're also good around easier to apply around the thin, delicate skin of the eyelids, as opposed to chemical sunscreens, which are more than fine and are excellent options, but they often can sting and burn. Speaking of chemical sunscreen, one that you should definitely check out is the Cetaphil Daily Facial Moisturizer. This is newer from them. It is a chemical sunscreen, so there's zero cast with this. So if you have a deep skin tone and you don't want to like spend your time trying to find a mineral sunscreen that's not going to leave that lavender look, just go for a chemical sunscreen. They are effective. It's also a really good moisturizer. It's free of fragrance. It's very hydrating, but again, it doesn't leave the skin greasy or shiny. So all of these are really good basic sunscreen options for daily use to really keep your skin healthy and protect it from those rays that make your skin discolored, red, irritated, and aggravate any kind of skin condition that you may have. Eczema, rosacea, acne, and of course cause wrinkles and fine lines and all of those signs of photoaging that we're not too happy with. Plus, a lot of people don't realize this, but many medications that you might be on can make your skin more sensitive to the sun. Things like doxycycline, even ibuprofen, which you might take episodically for a headache or something. That can make you sensitive to the sun. So just being in the habit of protecting your skin from the sun on a daily basis is super important, because I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but the rays that come in through window glass, the UVA rays, those are the rays that you are more sensitive to as a result of medications. It's not just the burning UVB rays. It's also it's mostly those UVA rays that affect the skin in that regard. All right, so that is the daytime. Now let's transition to nighttime. I suggest cleansing your skin, obviously, to remove dirt, your sunscreen. Now, why is that important? Well, stuff left behind on the skin, it can generate oxidative stress by creating free radicals. And that actually ends up driving more inflammation and irritation in the skin that's going to compromise your clear skin journey. So definitely wash your face at the end of the day. Take off your makeup if you wear makeup. It is so important. I recommend a gentle cleanser. People like to use all these harsh cleansers and they really can end up stripping away your moisture barrier, and that can actually lead to more dryness, irritation. Even if you're someone with oily skin and you're like, I think I can handle it. Be careful. I mean, oiliness and the moisture barrier, they're two separate entities. And people often think that if they're oily, they don't need moisturizer and they can just go to town scrubbing their skin, and that actually can end up getting you in a lot of trouble. The CeraVe cleanser is awesome. Now, if you wear a lot of makeup or you wear or you're wearing water-resistant sunscreen, you may find that cleansers, it's a lot of effort to get that stuff off with just a cleanser. I suggest using a little bit of a cleansing oil or a cleansing balm to the face first, just to kind of break that up. Likewise on the body, you can use these as well. Two super affordable options, which you can get from Walmart, are the Albolene or the Neutrogena body oil. Actually works quite well for this purpose. You just rub it on the skin and then you go about cleansing your skin. It just helps break up the water-resistant sunscreen film as well as any makeup, and then you just want to make sure you wash it off in total. So that's a really important piece, taking all that gunk off at the end of the day. Number 2 is to use a moisturizer. Now here's where we get into the nitty-gritty of ingredients that can definitely help on your clear skin journey. Ingredients I'm fond of are niacinamide and licorice root. Why? Well, these ingredients, they help to reduce free radicals because they have antioxidant properties. So that's going to help in reducing inflammation. And they're also known to help in reducing both redness as well as hyperpigmentation. You don't need a separate serum or anything like that. You can just use a moisturizer that has these ingredients. Y'all already know I'm a huge fan of the CeraVe PM Facial Moisturizing Lotion. This would be a great option to apply after cleansing at nighttime. It's got niacinamide in it. I mean, it's really good. It also has ceramides, which help address that moisture barrier issue. But if you're on a budget, Equate has a version of this, exact same ingredients, very, very good. A few bucks less expensive. So definitely would recommend that one. But another option that those of you who have watched any of my rosacea content know about is the ProCure Rosacare. And you can get this at Walmart now. And this is great. It's got both licorice root as well as niacinamide. And it's moisturizing. It's not heavy though. Neither is the CeraVe one, by the way. But the cool thing about this is that it has a green tint to it. And what that ends up doing is helping to camouflage the redness. So it really helps to camouflage redness. I love this. I mean, I'm glad to see it in more stores because when it first launched, it was really difficult to find and it would sell out really quickly. This brand has a few other products that are also good, by the way. And I think this brand is cruelty-free. Don't quote me on that, but I'm almost certain they are. So this would be another option. Now, one thing I want to say, remember the morning skincare routine, how we washed with the salicylic acid, we rinsed the cleanser off, and then I told you needed to put on sunscreen. Now, some people like to use a moisturizing product in between that. They find that sunscreen alone is not enough of a moisturizer. They have skin that tends to be dry. You can bring these in at that point. What I like about these is they're a lightweight enough consistency that you apply them on, let them dry, set up fully, and then you can put sunscreen on over without the issue of the sunscreen pilling, P-I-L-L-I-N-G. You know, pilling means just kind of coming off in little balls, like a sweater pills. So yeah, that won't happen with these, which is why I really love them, 2 bits. All right, but coming back to the nighttime routine, I highly recommend incorporating a retinol or a adapalene into your PM skincare routine if you are not on a prescription retinoid. These are forms of topical vitamin A, which benefit the skin tremendously. They help in skin cell turnover. They help improve skin cell differentiation, not only the skin, but also the skin within the pore itself. So they help keep your pores clear, healthy, reduce acne breakouts in the future. And they definitely help in reducing the processes that lead to hyperpigmentation. So they'll help clear up dark spots faster. And also, when you use them long-term consistently, they can help in improving collagen production, which will help with smoothing out skin texture and of course improving wrinkles and fine lines. But in the journey to clearer skin, that's just going to give you a more luminous look. Retinols are notorious for helping just the overall clarity of the skin for that reason. Now, I mentioned, obviously you can get prescription retinoids from your doctor, dermatologist. Those are the most evidence-based, especially tretinoin. It's been around the longest, especially for all the things that, you're interested in. But you have some good over-the-counter options. Obviously, adapalene is a good one, or Differin gel. This is actually FDA approved. This is a retinoid and it's FDA approved to treat acne. So this is a good one for sure. It's very effective, no nonsense. But CeraVe has one that definitely meets the needs of people looking for clearer skin. It's a resurfacing retinol serum. This has their retinol in it, which takes a little bit longer to start working than adapalene, but definitely is an option. But it also has the ceramides, which help address the moisture barrier. It's got niacinamide, which I already mentioned, that can help reduce redness and irritation. And this product also has licorice root. So you get those two beneficial ingredients in this as well. They have another retinol, their skin renewing retinol, very similar to this, except that product does not have licorice root. So it's a subtle difference, but for those of you who have a lot of post-acne redness, this is a good one. The retinol also, for those of you dealing with redness, retinol, whether it be from adapalene or this product, helps in improving that long term because it helps with the blood vessels that kind of get out of control in those areas of healing. It definitely can help get that back on track to reduce that post-acne redness. All right, so how do you use these? After your moisturizer has dried, which we mentioned earlier, whether it be the CeraVe PM or the Rosacare, after it is dried fully, then you just put a pea-sized amount of either of these products to the entire face. You don't need a lot, just a thin film. And you want to make sure you don't get it around the eyes. So one thing I like to do before I put this on is to put Vaseline around my eyes to make sure it doesn't get to the thin skin of the eyelids, because these they're increasing skin cell turnover, and the skin on the eyelids is very delicate and can't really handle all that. You'll end up with a lot of dryness and irritation around the eyelids. People end up running into problems because they use a heaping glob of these, which you do not need. You just need a pea-sized amount to the entire face, sparing the eyelids. Some people like to carry these down on the neck. I caution you with that because the skin on the neck, like the skin around the eyes, is thin and more prone to irritation. If you want to take it down onto your neck, then I suggest doing so just a few nights a week, because every day can be very irritating. Now, if you're new to retinols, definitely check out my playlist on retinols, because there's a lot more to know about these than what I'm able to cover in today's video, how to start them, what to expect. So definitely check those out, but these are hero ingredients in your journey to clear skin. Last but certainly not least, I know a lot of you guys deal with skin picking. The compulsion to pick your skin, especially if you have acne, where you have more things that are available to pick, it can be quite strong, especially if you deal with a lot of anxiety. These past year and a half has been a very stressful time, so you may not even realize you're doing it. Picking will compromise healing for sure, because you're basically traumatizing the skin every time you pick. It cannot heal. It just will not heal with the picking, and that is true. So how do you stop yourself from picking? Check out my video on skin picking. I give a lot of tips in that video, but if you are a picker, I definitely recommend the Mighty Patch. These are just hydrocolloid pimple patches, and they're fine to use on an active pimple. They kind of help, because they're hydrocolloid, they help extrude some of the inflammatory milieu that you may note in like a pustule. It kind of helps pull that out so the lesion can heal. But if you are a picker, these serve as a barrier. And the reason I call these out is these are honestly my favorite. Of these, they're the best. They stay on and you can't really see them at all. I mean, if you look very carefully, you can see the outline, but otherwise you can't see them. And because of that, they're also nice to camouflage an active pimple. So highly recommend these. They are a great product. If you have active acne that you are, picking at, even if it's inadvertently. The one I have here is the original But they also make this as in a rectangular shape that's really good, like around the jawline. And you can use these on the body. Everything I mentioned in this video, by the way, it's not restricted to the face. If you have these issues like on your upper back or your upper chest, then you definitely can use these. The skin on the upper back, as a side note though, is so thick that a lot of these things, they can work, but you have to be even more patient because they've got to get down into that thick skin, as opposed to the skin on the face is a lot thinner, so they can access where they need to be much more quickly. So it takes patience, but these things that I mentioned in today's video definitely can help. When do you use these? I would say it's dictated by when you notice that you pick more. Some people pick at nighttime before they go to bed. They tend to get maybe a little bit stressed out, maybe their face is itchy, then go to bed with these on. Or maybe it's during the day, you want to camouflage, wear them during the day. And that's up to you. You know, you can fit it into your routine as you see fit, and it doesn't necessarily need to be an everyday thing, just when, you know, maybe you're stressed out or you have more real estate to be picking if your acne is more active, if you will. That's the routine though, you guys. Wash with a salicylic acid face wash in the morning. Apply a moisturizer if you want to, ideally one with niacinamide and licorice root. Definitely apply sunscreen regardless of what you're dealing with. PM routine, wash your face. Oh, one question I might get is, why can I not wash my face at nighttime with the salicylic acid cleanser? You can, but remember, you don't want to use it around the eyes because it can be very irritating there. So I suggest using just a gentle cleanser to actually wash your face of dirt, oil, cosmetics, pollutants, debris, impurities, all of that. So I do suggest a separate cleanser. But yeah, so that's the PM routine to start with, the washing your face. Then apply a moisturizer, ideally one with niacinamide and or licorice root. Allow it to dry fully and then put your retinol on. And if you need to, use one of the pimple patches to act as a barrier between your pimple and your fingers so that they can heal. Check the D box. Everything will be listed and linked. Thank you, Walmart, for sponsoring today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.